For all my DIYers that are looking to save some money and print their invitations from home, I have got you a tutorial on how I got this high quality print. If you're someone that purchased off my Etsy shop, you know my design templates are based out of Canva. And as always, you know my designs come with these printing templates, so this should look very familiar to you. So first and foremost, we need to save this out of Canva at the highest quality. So what I ended up doing is going to the top right and clicking share. Go and click download towards the bottom, and then we're going to change PNG to PDF best for print. There are two PDF options, so make sure you're selecting the right one. You don't want the one for email, you want the one for print. Then if you have multiple pages for multiple cards for your invite, make sure you're just saving all those out under all pages, and then you can go ahead and download this. Once that is done downloading, it should go right into your downloads folder, and automatically mine does pop up to give me a nice little preview of all of my cards. Once you checked over everything and make sure it all looks good, go up to the top and hit file print. So obviously the first thing you need to do is just make sure you have this connected to the correct printer. Then I go ahead and leave it on black and white, not black and white draft. You don't want it to print quicker. I deselect two-sided print because obviously I don't want anything on the back of these. These are getting taped to my pocket invitation. Since I'm just doing a test print with you guys, I'm just leaving the copies at 1 for now. And again, because this is a test print, I am just going to print that first page so you guys can see how this comes out. I make sure to leave this on standard letter, which is 8.5 by 11 printer paper. Now where you see it says preview, I am going to switch mine to media in quality. I always find this gives me the best print, and it also allows me to toggle with the settings a little bit more. Once you selected that, it gives you an option for paper type, and I always select this glossy specialty paper because I am using that shimmer cardstock. If you are using a matte type of paper, I definitely recommend using the second option, but for this, because I am printing onto that shimmer one, I am going to leave it on this setting. And then I want to make sure the clarity is very good with my print, so I switch it from normal to best, and then I go ahead and select print. And just as a quick little side note, make sure you're loading in your good cardstock paper, or if this is your first run and you just want to give it a test, make sure you load in your printer paper. This is the shimmer cardstock I use with my invitations. Absolutely loved it. I've purchased this multiple times now, and it does work with my printer. Obviously, depending on your printer, you know what kind of cardstock it will be able to take, so just make sure you play with your printer settings and make sure you know what kind of paper it will actually accept. Both the paper and the printer I linked off my Amazon storefront. I pretty much bought all my supplies for my invitations off of Amazon, so make sure you check a look there. And I wanted you guys to be able to see the difference between the shimmer cardstock and a matte cardstock, and here's the difference. Obviously, with the shimmer cardstock, it's not going to come out as prominent because it is on a glossier paper. But regardless of what paper you decide to go with, the clarity and the print is pretty good for this printer, if I do say so myself, and I was very happy with how these turned out. And that's basically all I got for you guys today. If you're loving this design, make sure you check out my Etsy shop, and as always, make sure you're following along for more DIY money saving tips and tricks.